Welcome to Titus Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Today is October the 1st, 2025. We're going to be talking about NXT. Because we found out who will be in the teams for NXT and TNA. For NXT versus TNA. They changed the name to Invasion to Showdown because I guess there's some problems some people have. So they had to change the name. I don't care if they change the name. It still sounds fun. I enjoy it. We had TNA start showing up on NXT, getting ready for this whole thing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I got the list of who's in their teams. But we do have another match that got made. Another TNA versus NXT. First, we got Ethan Page coming out. Talking about Dr. Wanger. He did talk about his win against Sabian Ice. He says he's the best North American and the best North American champion. But, ladies and gentlemen, he says there's another person that is eyeing his championship, and that's the Dr. Wanger. He says you can come up anytime you want and try to get my title and all that stuff. So we got a car pulling up, and we thought it was Dr. Wanger. It wasn't Dr. Wanger. It was TNA's former NXT superstar, Mustafa Ali. Ali comes out, and ladies and gentlemen, he remembers, 2 years ago, he was supposed to have an NXT North American Championship match. He says he earned his shots, but last 2 years from the 2 years ago at NXT No Mercy, he was supposed to have a North American Championship match against Dominic Mysterio, but he got a phone call and he says he was released. And he says, I didn't get my title shot and he still wants it. He says, Ethan says, I don't owe you anything. He said, no, NXT does. So he talked to Aba and Santino that next week it will be Mustafa Ali versus Ethan Page for the North American title at NXT versus TNA Showdown. I think it's just called Showdown, right? Because that's a lot of words. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get Mustafa Ali coming back to NXT, and he's getting an opportunity against Ethan Page. I think there's going to be more matches going to be made, because technically there's only 5 matches made. Well, they only have 4 matches here, so maybe they won't be making more matches. So we got Ricky Saints coming out to start off the show. And he talked about his win against Obafemi and him winning the NXT Championship. I think Tony fumbled because everybody wants to see Ricky Saints, almost as a Steamboat. Ricky Saints win the World Championship. And in AEW, he never won a World Championship. He won a FTW title. I know that's the singles championship he's going to win. He couldn't win the TNT title, but he wins a title that's not even recognized as an AEW championship. And then he wins the tag team titles. Yeah, I think the NXT and the North American title is kind of better because those titles are recognized as NXT. So then he got interrupted by JC Jane. And Jane says we have bigger problems. So we shouldn't talk about each other. Ourselves. He says because TNA is trying to take over NXT, we have a bigger problem. And Ava says you're right. So she says surprising she agrees with JC Jane. So she says that's why you guys do have a big responsibility because she's naming the champions as the team captains of their teams. And then, ladies and gentlemen, Santino Marella came out and he said, and we heard that the team captains will choose their teams. And not Mike, we got Santino Marella coming out and he says, yeah, I would do the same thing. Let my team captains choose their teammates. And then he says, I will introduce you my team captain, he doesn't trust his TNA World Champion, Trick Williams. He says, how could you trust a guy with a name Tricky? That was the funny part. So, the men's team captain from TNA will be Mike Satana. This is a surprising one. He says there is a champion that he does trust. The newly crowned TNA Knockouts World Champion, NXT's Kalani Jordan. She's not in TNA. She's on NXT. Is she going to do what Kurt Angle did? She teamed up with the Alliance. He teamed with the Alliance and screwed the Alliance? Are we going to see that? I have no idea, but that's going to be interesting. I won't tell you guys the team until we get to the summit. All right. So first match of the evening, we got Jada Parker versus Lash Legend. Pretty decent match. It was going crazy, but the winner of that match was Jada Parker. She gets the win. Congrats to Jada Parker. Well, Trick Williams wants to be a co-captain, right? He wants to be part of the team. He wants to be a co-captain because he thinks he's all that. Because he's the TNA World Champion. His boss in TNA doesn't trust him, so he tried to weasel himself into the team of NXT. But Ricky Sainz filled in his spots. And Trick Williams says, we should add Josh Briggs. But Ricky Sainz says, I want Miles Bourne. So Trick Williams says, how about these guys space each other to be part in the last spot of Team NXT? And Ricky Sainz likes it. So we got Miles Bourne versus Josh Briggs. Pretty decent match. Both of these guys deserve to be part of Team NXT. It was great. But the winner of that match was Miles Bourne because of the help of Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona, he's a TNA star, and he helped an NXT star to come to Team NXT. How this happened is that Josh Briggs was he ripped a chain off his neck and wraps it around his hand, and he was about to use it on Miles Bourne until Matt Cardona jumps on the apron and rips the chain out of the hands of Josh Briggs. I don't know why he did that, but he did that. And Miles Bourne gets the win. It looks like he did a zigzag. I don't think they call it a zigzag, but yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Lola Boys. The same thing with Lola Boys versus Paula Hanley. Whoever wins will have the last spot of Team NXT in the women's side. JCJ found her team except for the last spot. Everybody wants a fight for the last spot. But we did figure out who attacked Lola Boys at No Mercy and who attacked Jasmine Nix a couple weeks ago. It was Laney Reed. She said that, yeah, she's not medically cleared, but she admitted that she attacked Lola Boys and she attacked Jasmine Nix because she thinks Jasmine Nix does not belong in the Fatal Influence. She throws her hooded mask to JC Jane, and Paula Hanley and JC Jane were a little shocked. But we got Lola Boys versus Paula Hanley. Whoever wins this match will be in the final spot of the women's side of Team NXT. Pretty decent match. The winner of that match was Lola Boys. She's on Team NXT. So now you know who's on, who's a little bit on there. And now, I'm happy for this. Remember what I wished for? Leon Slater show up on NXT? The man showed up on NXT. He didn't face Javon Evans. That's happening at Bound for Glory. But he teamed up with Javon Evans. Because they had a problem with the calling, because Javon Evans was talking to a TNA star, and of course, somebody has to say, don't talk to the enemy. But Javon Evans says, we're going to find out who's better at Bound for Glory. But if we're on different teams on Showdown, so be it. But right now, we're just friends. And the calling says, let's test that out tonight against us. So we got Javon Evans and Leon Slater. And Izzy Dame is a little upset because Tatum Paxton got a gift from her friend, Miss Laura Bakira. She made her a doll of Laura Bakira. Remember, Tatum Paxton has these dolls of her enemies and her friends. And she got so excited, she popped the one that she has, of Izzy Dame doll, jumps out of her hand into Izzy Dame's hand, and she wouldn't let go of the Laura Bakira's doll. So, we had Javon Evans and Leon Slater versus The Calling. I thought it was an amazing match. Leon Slater and Javon deserve to be a tag team. I would love to see them a tag team and go for the tag team titles. That's what I'm going to do in my game. I'm going to download it, Leon Slater, and these guys are going to team up. I'm hoping they can win tag team titles. I can't wait to see it. But, ladies and gentlemen, it was a great match. But Shawn Spears and Nico Vance got a little interrupted by Tatum because she wasn't paying attention. She was really focused on that gift. So Izzy Dame has to take Tatum Paxley out of the arena to let them focus. It was an awesome match, ladies and gentlemen. There was a high flying, there was craziness. Leon Slater showed what he could do. If he leaves NXT, leaves TNA, come to NXT, please. Don't be like Josh Alexander and go to AEW and then you turn into Don Callis' family and all you do is lose. Please, don't do that. I don't want you to do that. You have potential, man. Please come to WWE. Please come to NXT. Well, TNA and NXT, mostly TNA, doesn't trust Jordan Grace or Joe Hendry. Because Joe Hendry been on NXT for a while now, and he helped the NXT superstars like Hank and Tank, Chase U, helping those NXT guys against Dark State. So Mike Santana and Kalani doesn't really trust Joe Hendry. And Jordan Grace, she was a former TNA star, and now she's an NXT star, and she's trying to get part of Team TNA by talking to Kalani Jordan because she doesn't want to team up with JC Jane, but it's hard to trust them. But Jordan Grace told Joe Hendry, we have to get into that show. We have to be part of that show. What the hell does that mean? We have the Summit. Javon Evans and Leon Slater won the match. Great match. I enjoyed it. It was great. But we saw in the parking lots all the TNA stars showing up, and they had a car invading NXT, and NXT came out. We had a big arguments, and then they all went inside. During the commercial break, they all went inside, and you saw a whole bunch of TNA stars surrounding the ring. Security guards trying their best to stop, make sure these guys don't attack each other. And we got NXT on the other side of the ring. Oh my God, there was a lot of things happening here. It was a lot. I don't know what to say, but it was a lot. But we have these summits. Ava talked about all the matches that's going to be happening at Showdown. Ali versus Ethan Page. The Hardys will be versing the Dark State title for title. Title, winner takes all. And the Survivor Series style matches between the men's and the women's. So, ladies and gentlemen, Ricky Saints told us who is on his team. It'll be Ricky Saints, Trick Williams, Javon Evans, and Miles Bourne. On Team TNA, the team captain Mike Santana, he announced his team. It will be Moose, Leon Slater, and Frankie Kazarian. That's an interesting one to choose for Frankie Kazarian. I guess it's good for him. OG TNA star. On the women's side of NXT, we got JC Jane, the team captain, Soruka, Lola Vice, and Jada Parker. Pretty decent team. And on the women's side, we have NXT's TNA Knockouts World Champion as the team captain, and she named Mara Sine, aka Jaraga Jackson. She was about to say Jaraga Jackson, but she said her name from TNA. And Casey and Jesse. She said the Iconics. The Iconics, and that's all our teams. It's 4-on-4. I don't know, it's an elimination match, but it is a 4-on-4. And they had their last words. Mike Santana says, I'm going to be taking that TNA World Championship from Trick Williams at Bound for Glory. And then a brawl happened. Everybody attack each other. TNA attacking NXT. NXT attacking TNA. All over the ring. And then out comes Shawn Michaels to watch the chaos. Oh, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't wait to see what happens in this show. But if you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment below, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And I will see you guys tomorrow for AEW results. There's no invasion happening in AEW. I don't know what the hell is happening in AEW. I know there's a trios match. And we were supposed to have Hologram versus Kyle Fletcher, but they changed it to Orange Cassidy. I don't know why, but they changed it to Orange Cassidy. Getting a shot for the TNT title. It would be Josh Alexander teaming up with Young Bucks. Is he going to lose again? I have no idea. It would be versus Brody King, Bandito, and Kenny Omega making his return. I wish he was at AEW All Out, but he wasn't. Because I want to, that's why I want to go. I want to see Kenny Omega. But it was a good show still. But I wish I get to see Kenny Omega. Maybe when next time they come to Toronto, Kenny will be in there. If he doesn't leave AEW. That would be cool. Because I saw Will Ospreay live. He didn't wrestle, but I saw him live. I saw the Young Bucks live. That was pretty cool. We got Hangman live. But we didn't get to see one of the bosses of AEW, and that's Kenny Omega. I would like to see Kenny Omega. He's one of the top guys I would like to see. In WWE, I saw a lot of top guys. I saw CM Punk. When I went to Money in the Bank, I think last year, I went to Money in the Bank, I saw John Cena, and he's announcing his retirement. We got to see CM Punk attacking Drew McIntyre. We got to see Drew McIntyre and see Seth Rollins. We got to see Drew McIntyre. Yeah, we got to see Drew McIntyre. You could try to cash in. Remember that? And we got to see Damian Priest. We saw Money in the Bank. We saw a lot of crazy things on Money in the Bank. But if I want to see more people, my next goal I'm hoping to see is Kenny Omega. Because he's one of the top guys in AEW. In WWE, who I want to see in WWE? I got to see Jey Uso. I did the Yeet thing. Now he doesn't do the Yeet thing. He does the Uso thing. Sometimes he does the Yeet thing. When he does the Encore. So yeah, he does that. But mostly, I think I saw almost all the top guys in the WWE. It would be cool to see the Y6. The Y6 was a thing at that Money in the Bank, but they didn't show up. Because they were on their hiatus that time. So yeah, the Y6 would be cool to see. But Kenny Omega is the person I really want to see. I don't care how close I am to him. I want to see him live. The guy is amazing in the ring. He's good in the ring. There's a lot of people in AEW good in the ring, but their storyline sucks. They need better storylines. Like, seriously, they need a story. Every TV show needs a story. I don't care what type of story it is. Every TV show needs a story. You're on TV. You're trying to entertain people. It's not all about pro wrestling now. You're on TV. You're trying to entertain people. Where the heck is the stories? Oh, man. But, ladies and gentlemen, that's all for me today. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button. It is October. It is getting colder. I'm happy for it. Right now, I got my AC still on and my fan on, so it's not that cold. But I did bring my big blanket out, so it's going to get cold. It is going to get colder. I can't wait for it because I don't like summer. I hate sweating all the time. So yeah, that's all me today. Tell us so. Bye.